Good day, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to have a look at the anchor tag and how the anchor tag is going to let us navigate around the web page and around other websites. So what we've got here is a web page full of random text. It's just some random text just to give us some body here. And you can see that I've got a bunch of paragraphs, and in the middle I've got a H3, which just says this is our middle paragraph. And then at the bottom, I've got another H3 just to identify our last paragraph. And if we look at the HTML over here on the left-hand side, you can see that each one of these paragraphs, and all I've done here is I've just closed off the paragraph in REPL just so that it looks a little bit neater, and we can see that there's a whole bunch of paragraphs containing the random text, and then my H3 showing the middle paragraph, and then my H3 showing my last paragraph, and then my last paragraph of text. Okay, so that's how the HTML that you can see here relates to the web page that you can see over here. So what we want to do is to allow the user to jump to certain parts of this web page or navigate to certain parts of this web page. And what we can do is use the anchor tag. I'm going to give my H3 here an attribute. I'm just going to call this one middle. Now I've given it an ID attribute, and there's the equal sign and then the value, and I'm going to give this one an ID attribute. I'm going to give this one an attribute of last. Now middle and last, those can be anything, probably relating to the paragraph that you're trying to identify, but they can be any words that you'd like. They don't have to be middle and last. Now if I press run again, you can see that just adding the attribute hasn't made any changes at all. Everything is still exactly the same. What I am going to do though is to create a anchor tag. So it's going to have anchor go to last. Okay. Now when I press run, my anchor tag is here. But if I click on it, nothing is happening. And so what I need to do is to tell the browser where I want to jump to when the user clicks that anchor tag. And so what I'm going to do is to add an attribute called href. Okay. Now, because the place I want to jump to is on the same web page, we have to start with a hash. Okay. So it starts with a hash if the place you want to jump to is on the same web page. And then I'm going to put the ID of where I want to jump to, so last. Now, if I click run, okay, so now you can see that my go to last anchor has now actually become a link. And if I click on it, it automatically scrolls down to the very last page, to the very last paragraph. So go to last paragraph. Okay, so now I'm going to add just a bit of text there to separate them. And I'm going to add another anchor tag. It says go to middle. Okay, and now I need to tell the browser where I want to jump to. So href hashtag middle. Now when I press run, now I've got two links. I've got the link that takes me to the last, and if we've done this right, when I click on this link, it jumps to the middle. There's the middle. And I can scroll down to see the last. I can scroll back up to see the top. Okay, last, middle. Good. Now, what we usually do is to say, if you're in the middle, you probably want to be able to get back up to the top again. Or if you're at the last paragraph, you want to be able to get back up to the top again. So I'm going to add an ID, and actually this time I'm going to add it to the anchor. So we can add this ID to any element that we like. I'm just going to call that top, and then here I'm going to have an anchor and say go to top. and then tell the browser where I'm going to, and because it's on the same page, it has to start with the hashtag top. And now I can just copy and paste that to there. Now when I press run, if I click go to middle, I'm at the middle paragraph, and now there's a link that allows me to go back up to the top. And if I click last, there's my last paragraph, and there's my link that allows me to go back to the top. So this is a really nice way for us to navigate around a page that's got lots and lots of text. Okay, users don't have to scroll up and down. The next thing that an anchor tag can do is we can navigate outside of our page. So what I'm going to do is click A and then give it an anchor tag and say go to Google. Okay. Now I need to tell the browser where we want it to go. So href. Okay. Now because this is not on the same web page, so because we're linking to a different web page, we don't need the hash at the front. We can just type in the web address for Google, www.google.com. Now, if I press run now, there's my go to Google link. And what I'll do is I'll just add a little space of text. There. So there's my go to Google link. Now, to test this in REPL, you need to open up your web page in a new browser. So to do that, we just click this button here that says open in a new tab. And all that does is to click. Once you click that, and now I've opened up my web page just in its own tab. Okay, and all my links still work. So go to last, go to top, and if I click go to Google, off it goes to the Google website. Okay, so that's a really quick run through of the things that we can do with the anchor tag. I look forward to seeing how you use it in your projects, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care.